Hello everybody, my name is budil40.
This is budil40, one of the 5 cursed chat founders, usually the nerd of the 5. Today, we're following him on his journey in Minecraft to document what he does. However, he is no stranger to this geometric realm. Having 7 years of experience means that he is more than capable of holding his own on the first night. But budil40 suffers from 2 extremely rare conditions that could potentially pose a threat to his performance, that being high pinginitis and low FPS scores. If you're not educated on these rare conditions, then prepare to be educated. We have an expert with us today to explain these conditions as well as guide us on this episode.
High pinginitis is a condition in which a gamer has a terrible internet connection in which their connection to a game is poor, which gives them high ping. High pinginitis can cause lag, delayed reactions,
Right here. I got him!
and if severe enough, disconnection. Low FPS is pretty self-explanatory. A gamer suffers from extremely low FPS, which can make their game look choppy, in contrast to the smooth feel a regular gamer would have.
These conditions are only limited to the species of gamers, and they are curable. All you need is a better internet provider and a better PC. If you are suffering from similar conditions, please consult with your nearest parent or source of income so you can be cured of these diseases. Today, these 2 conditions are presented when we follow him. Now that we have some background information on budil40, we're prepared to join and experience the treacherous journey budil40 will embark on. At this time of day, the usual chirping birds can be heard snoring, a ray of sunshine is barely visible on the horizon. Nevertheless, budil40 is awake and making preparations for the coming day. As you can see, he's pitched his camp on the ledge of a mountain. For beginners in the game, his behavior may appear rather strange. To veterans or highly skilled players, this was no accident. This was nothing but a premeditated action.
Mob spawn rates change the higher or lower you get. If you went lower, mobs would spawn more often. But if you went higher, the spawn rate would decrease because your render distance won't render the ground due to the elevation. Unless there's a flat platform up on the mountain, which is highly unlikely considering the biome he's in, then mobs would start to spawn.
budil40 is well aware of this fact and knows that he is heavily unprepared to face the mobs on the first night, especially given the disease he carries.
Right here.
So he tactfully climbs the mountain to evade the mobs until he is more prepared to face them. He witnessed no monsters near him on his journey, highlighting just how 7 years of experience goes a long way. Still, there was one more reason why this blockade adventurer came up this mountain, for the sake of resources. Before coming up the mountain, he was slaughtering animals for the food, but overlooked the importance of coal. Nighttime arrived when he was finished gathering his sustenance for the coming days, and he didn't want to take the risk of dying in a cave, so he devised a safer and perhaps more effective method of obtaining coal: climbing a mountain. As you can see in the distance, there is a substantial amount of coal entrenched in the mountain. He quickly begins mining since he is out of cooked food. A few minutes later, he's already making his next batch of food. You might think he might stay up here for a while, maybe even establish a house here, but he won't stay up here for long, because a mountain can only have so many resources. So he decides to descend the mountain in a quest for more resources. Getting up the mountain was the easy part, going down is much more challenging. One misstep could be disastrous. Here, budil40 is presented on the side of the mountain, and the symptoms of his first condition, high pinginitis, is visible. He struggles to figure out where he is because on his side, nothing has been rendered. So he tries to remedy the problem by continuously logging in and out, but his condition is too severe. We can't interfere because that will disrupt the natural flow, we have no choice but to wait. A few minutes later, and it seems like his connection is being restored, but that doesn't mean his ping is better. He's able to identify where he is, but his actions will be delayed. He locates a waterfall and contemplates if he wants to take a risk by jumping into the waterfall to easily descend the mountain.
A feature in Minecraft is that any source of water can negate fall damage from any height. You could be falling millions of blocks, but if you land in even a small pixel of water, the damage will be completely negated.
Of course, an experienced player like budil40 knows such fact and has ultimately practiced this maneuver countless times in the past. However, such an easy maneuver for budil40 can prove to be risky now given his high ping. He takes a moment, thinks, and jumps! Hoping he misses the water. If only his jump will have had more momentum to carry him toward the water, we won't have seen such a devastating scene. He lands hard on the ground. This impact takes away a good majority of his health. Oblivious to the amount of damage he incurred due to his terrible internet, he unknowingly jumps again, with the same amount of momentum on the first jump, essentially taking away his life. But his adventure doesn't end here. At a click of a button, he mysteriously returns from the dead with better ping and determination to make it down the mountain. He leaps into the water flawlessly at the bottom of the mountain where his items. He collects all the things he lost in his past life and continues with his journey. Little does he know that'll be the easiest of his upcoming trials. There are much more malevolent entities awaiting him on his journey. For now, this is what the kids call a W.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far and you would like to rewatch it in the future, but you don't want to ask Mr. Schaefer for the video file, this is uploaded on my YouTube channel. Just so you know. There's also much more videos if you would like to see more of me. There's Valorant, Minecraft, horror, and much more to come in the future. My channel is going through like a transition phase where I'm revamping a lot of stuff because I just became eligible to monetize. So there isn't much on there, but there will be in the future. If this video does well on YouTube, I'll make a director's cut, which will be this documentary, but polished to the point where it's a full-blown documentary. Like 40 minutes long, actual good voice acting, and more. So show some support of YouTube if you want to see that. That's all from me. Now enjoy the rest of the documentary.
It's early noon. budil40's first serious dispute occurred 2 hours ago, but it's already in the past. Already mining trees for what we can guess is a house, slaughtering animals for food. He's more than determined to survive in quite literally a three-dimensional world. As of now, he's thriving, talking to animals, making new tools, and jeopardizing the oxygen levels. Everything is going smoothly for budil40. For now. The sun begins to set, darkness floods the land, and Minecraft's creatures start to emerge from the shadows. budil40 no longer has the luxury he previously enjoyed on top of the mountain. In preparation for what's to come, he crafts the swords of battle whenever it comes his way, and an iron pickaxe to efficiently harvest materials. As he now gets to the darkness, he encounters a zombie. He puts down the zombie swiftly and makes his way towards some coal. As he mines, a spider creeps up behind him while he is completely unaware. Caught off guard, budil40 struggles and drops his pickaxe while in combat. He takes down the spider in 3 hits. After mining the chunks of coal around him, he realizes that he is in desperate need of iron. He ventures off in search of a cave for iron. He comes across a flooded cave. Though he abandons this cave, it only proves to be useless and dangerous as it's flooded. While traversing through the mountains, however, he stumbles across an opening to a cave. As he makes his way down the cave, he crosses paths with additional ores that'll be great to help him. With every turn he takes, he strays further and further from the surface and deeper into the abyss. During budil40's cave exploration, he comes across a darker colored stone. This is normal as he enters the deeper parts of the cave. He continues to explore and discovers a hole that leads to a noise cave. It's brimming with vital ores, just waiting to be mined. Iron, gold, and diamonds, just sitting in the open. If you think that this is too good to be true, you'd be correct. Completely oblivious to the risk this cave holds, he instantly leaps into the stream of water to help him descend into the cave safely. As soon as he touches the ground, he gets shot by a skeleton. He flees for shelter, startled, but is greeted by 2 zombies. The zombies' groans alert the other mobs around him. They begin to swarm him. He's backed into a corner with a skill. He can't fight them all at once. He jumps into a ditch and fortifies himself with the last of his wood. He starts to dig down to create more space between himself and the mobs. With no other options, he digs down further. He mines aimlessly in the hopes of finding an escape. As he digs further, he falls into a dungeon and is immediately swarmed by 2 spiders. He tries to fend them off, but to no avail. He retreats into a narrow tunnel at the company of 1 spider. Of course, he kills it. He approaches the dungeon with great caution. Unaware of where the second spider has gone, he starts to loot the chests in hope of finding something that will reward his efforts in finding the dungeon, but he finds nothing. After a very anticlimactic event, budil40 considers what he'll do next. He comes across a few perils like a few spiders, skeletons, and nearly succumbing to an enderman, but he overcame them all. He returns to the main part of the noise cave and finally crafts protection for himself. Rather than returning to the surface, he decides to remain a bit longer in the cave. A noise is heard as budil40 navigates the cave. It reverberates throughout the cave. He brushes it off. He could be hearing his own thoughts. He hears it again. One of our microphones pick up the noise. Listen closely. The noise is now taken seriously by budil40. He attempts to flee, and he suddenly finds the source of the sound. Minecraft's most malevolent mob. A baby zombie.
Oh my god.
No!
It chases him. budil40 runs through the cave's tunnels in hopes of losing it. He runs past a creeper, which blows up and takes away a good portion of his health. He keeps on running, knowing that the beast will finish him off. He runs into another creeper, but he's not fast enough to outrun its explosion. The explosion takes budil40's life. Sadly, the journey ends here. He cannot survive this time. We are unable to see budil40 live to his fullest. This is the Kush channel, and until next time, God save the Queen.